Here we have the new 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 2500HD. This one comes in the LT trim level. It's also a double cab. This color is going to be Summit White, and then we get jet black cloth interior. And the powertrain on this one consists of a 6.6 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. Made it with the 10-speed Allison transmission. And that gets us 401 horsepower, 464 pound-feet of torque. And as we come around to the front end here, we don't get those new signature lamps that come on the higher trim level, so I'm kind of disappointed in that, but we have halogen headlamps, but still like the styling. This one does have the optional Z71 package. I'll show you what comes on that here momentarily. 18-inch wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front two doors. And then over to the door panel. Power door lock controls are here. Power window controls here. One-touch automatic up and down on the driver's side. Rear window lock, and then our power mirror controls here. Tons of space in the door panel. Two bottle holders. Electronic parking brake, press to engage. Hit the brake, press it again to disengage. And then we have two drive modes, normal and off-road. Tow haul modes there. Four-wheel drive controls here. Headlamp controls, brightness for the gauge cluster. That's how we adjust the steering wheel. We can tilt and telescope it. Gonna pop the hood for later. And here we have our four-way manual driver's seat. But I want to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC at Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below to this as well as their entire inventory in the description below. But let's go ahead and check out this legroom in the double cab. So of course you're sacrificing space as opposed to having the full-size crew cab, but still decent room in here. I still have tons of headroom, just not a lot of leg room because it is the smaller back seat, as you can see there. But I do like we still get rear AC vents down there. And then we do get the premium map lights here. And then love these tough hanger hooks. We can hang probably 3 or 4 hangers there. So we do get express down on all 4 doors. Well, let's take a look at this window sticker. Hopefully y'all can see that. Just pause anywhere you need to stop if you want to look at anything closely. All the standard features here. And then we have that optional Z71 off-road and protection package, which I highly recommend. And then the good thing about this one is it only stickers at 55,400 for a full-on heavy-duty work truck. Fuel filler's there, just takes regular gas. And then coming around to the back end here, spare tire underneath there. Let's go ahead and open the tailgate. We do get the spray-in bed liner as well, which I like. And then it's pretty easy to lift that tailgate back up. And then over to the front passenger side, we have a 4-way manual seat here as well. Then we have the top storage cubby here and the lockable bottom glove compartment there. But really the only big changes on this one in particular is going to be the interior, which we'll get into momentarily. But there's that 6.6 liter gas engine. Before we hop in the driver's seat, we're just going to take a quick look at the capability of this truck in particular, with it being a double cab with a gas engine. So 14.5 conventional gooseneck, 18.2, and then payload 3596. Let's hop in here. So I like we actually get a leather wrap steering wheel here as opposed to the vinyl one, so that's nice. So here we have the new 13.4-inch screen. We get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio, Amazon Alexa, Google News, podcasts. You also have a USB port you can use. But most importantly, you get the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. And then we can go into our Google Maps here. Love this because you can actually zoom in and out pretty quickly. It's really easy to do. Shows you the traffic patterns. And then if you need gas, you hit that icon there and you can scroll through suggestions that are close, and it'll even show you the price as well. And then shopping, restaurants, etc. And what I like is you can type in an actual destination and it'll pull up suggestions as you get further and further into it. So if I want SeaWorld, there's there. If I go back, start typing in Starbucks, it'll pull that up there, and then I can click that and it'll show me close locations since there are so many. And I love that it also gives you the reviews as well. Now, we do get the Google Assistant, and then we have the trailer light test, Wi-Fi hotspot, and then all of your settings are here. Vehicle settings, so you can turn on teen driver, buckle to drive, some other things that you can configure, and then your Bluetooth connections are gonna be right in here. So connections, phones, add phone. It's pretty easy to walk you right through that. And then we can pull up whether it's the Google Maps, the audio, or a clock there on the side. And then for the backup camera, pretty crisp picture for the most part, especially where the guidelines are concerned. And then those guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then you can also have the trailer guideline as well. Now down here we have our lane keep assist with lane departure. We can fold that tailgate down. Hazards are there. Traction controls here. And then downhill brake control is there. And we do have a home page button, which I like, and then a volume knob, and this also serves as a mute button when you click it. And then trailer brake controllers here. Interesting setup with the AC controls. It's gonna be single zone manual, but I do like that we could turn the defrost on for the mirrors, and then defrost for the front, temperature, and then we can control fan direction with all these. And then on and off button there to cut the whole system off completely. USB-A, USB-C port. And for the 6th seat, we do have cup holders there, little storage pocket, a bigger storage pocket. And then there is the big tray in there. And then we can just pull the seat up. And then if you want to pull it back down, there's a little strap. Pretty easy. As if you're the back seat from up here. Now back to the steering wheel, we have our cruise controls here, forward collision alert, gap adjust there, and then voice recognition, mute, and then you can use this to scroll through the gauge cluster. It's out of fuel, so it's not letting me go through all that. Well, it's close to being out of fuel, it's just leaving that up. And then we have our windshield wiper controls here, and you can go up in speed as you go through that. Windshield wiper fluid is there. And then automatic high beams you can toggle on the side here. And blinkers are there. And then for the shifter, pull or hit the brake, pull the lever down, reverse, neutral, drive, and then low gear, and you can shift all the way up to that 10th gear if you want to. And then behind the steering wheel on the left side, you can toggle your track list or radio station presets here. And then on the right side, you can toggle your volume up and down. But I do love we get that all digital gauge cluster, even on this LT that didn't get all of the redesign I was hoping for, but that's all right. Then push button starts here. Then we do have a key fob here. But now let's go ahead and take this 2024 Silverado 2500 HD gas burner out on the road for a quick test drive. So I really like how the gas engine drives, or the gas powertrain is, I guess. The 10-speed Allison is a nice touch that we're not used to getting on the gas trucks. And of course, like in the Duramax, the shifts are very clean, very smooth. And they're actually pretty quick. I'm gonna give it a little bit of throttle getting on the interstate here. and a very linear acceleration curve. Getting up to speed here. So see if we can, well, no, it's not gonna let me. So I wanted to see the fuel economy, but this fuel level low will not go away for whatever reason. But the ride is pretty good for this to be a heavy duty truck. Of course, it's more on the bouncy side just due to the suspension, especially with this being the off-road suspension, and then having the more heavy duty front springs. But all in all, pretty easy to keep in the lines, and what's great is you do get the lane keep assist with this truck. But a comfortable ride coming down the interstate, again, for this to be a heavy duty truck. And I love how quiet it is in the cabin as well. Now I can say I'm quite impressed with just the interior acoustics. As I said earlier, it's very nice having a heavy duty truck like this and it being so quiet. I'm used to the gas engines actually being pretty loud, and the interior does feel much more refined than just a facelift on the inside. But in terms of competition, I'm disappointed because the higher trim levels did get a pretty nice refresh, and the Sierra 2500s, 3500s, they just look incredible with their refresh. But I hate that I'm not seeing any difference between this 24 and a 23 in terms of the outside, just the inside, and it's still that kind of basic refresh. So obviously if you go from a 22, or I guess a 21 Sierra to the 22 Sierra in terms of the 1500s, and you get the Denali or Denali Ultimate, it's a huge difference in the interiors. But here, this one as opposed to the 23, it just doesn't, I just feel like I got a new screen, that was it. So I'm disappointed there. Now for the price, can't be upset because it's only $56,000 for a heavy duty truck, and you get that Z71 package as well. So the technology and the looks don't really matter to you. This is pretty decently priced in my opinion, and I think it might be cheaper than the Titan XD I drove the other day, and that's not even a 100% heavy duty truck. So this is still a great option if you're wanting something that pulls crazy numbers, has tons of power, and is still pretty reasonably priced. Make sure you take a look at this new 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD LT.